Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that the upcoming dramatic week will put Steffi in an emotional and difficult situation. The latest spoilers show that Steffi will be shocked to hear a big secret about her mother's health through the conversation between Taylor and Lee at the Cliff House. Steffi accidentally overheard the conversation while passing by, and what she heard made her feel like her whole world was falling apart. Lee tried to confront Taylor about her severe heart failure. Medical tests showed that Taylor's time left, and the symptoms of heart failure were getting worse. This is not only a medical problem, but also a huge emotional shock for those who love Taylor. When Steffi heard this information, she couldn't believe her ears. It was devastating to realize that her mother was in danger, and even more heartbreaking that Taylor chose not to tell her family. The conversation between Lee and Taylor became tense as Lee questioned Taylor about why she did not seek treatment, especially when a suitable heart could have saved Taylor from death. Taylor, in a moment of silence, admitted that she felt she had lived enough. For her, the greatest joy in her final months was not prolonging her life at all costs, but living happy moments with her family, especially Steffi and her beloved grandchildren. This was Taylor's decision, and she did not want her family to suffer the pain of knowing that their mother was about to leave this world. Taylor, with her nobility and love for Steffi, thought that hiding this truth would protect her daughter from the inevitable emotional trauma. However, things did not go as Taylor expected. When Steffi heard these words from her mother, she could not control her emotions and walked into the room with tears in her eyes. This scene created a major emotional turning point for all three of Taylor, Steffi, and Lee. Steffi, in a state of emotion, asked her mother why she hid such a terrible secret. She felt deceived and extremely miserable. Steffi could not accept that her mother decided to live in her last months without giving her and her family a chance to fight for her life. The confrontation between mother and daughter was full of tears and painful emotions as Steffi tried to convince Taylor to change her decision. Lee stood by, also silent but clearly sympathizing with Steffi's suffering. Lee tried to offer a medical solution, a chance to survive, but Taylor refused it because of her personal beliefs and peace of mind. This creates a subtle but powerful conflict between love, sacrifice, and personal will in the final moments of life. These dramatic and heartbreaking developments not only bring intense emotions, but also open up many questions for the future of Steffi and Taylor. Can Steffi convince her mother to accept treatment, or must she face the reality that her mother is ready to leave this world? These painful moments will completely change the mother-daughter relationship, as both must face the harsh truth about life and death. Steffi is full of anxiety and sorrow, unable to accept her mother's resignation. She tries every way to convince Taylor that surgery is the only way to save her mother. For Steffi, getting a suitable heart is not impossible. She is willing to do everything, from finding a heart transplant source, contacting prestigious hospitals, and even organizing nationwide search campaigns just to give her mother a chance to live longer. In Steffi's determined eyes, the audience can feel the fierce struggle between respecting her mother's decision and wanting to save her from impending death. However, Taylor, with all her calmness and deep love for her children, does not want her family to worry or suffer anymore because of her. She believes that her life is full of meaning, and her greatest joy at the moment is not to continue living, but to see Steffi happy with her husband and witness Thomas finally find stability and balance in life. For Taylor, this brings her satisfaction, and she does not want to destroy that happiness by forcing her family to endure more pressure from a risky surgery. The conversation between Steffi and Taylor became more tense than ever when Steffi could not accept her mother's reasons. Steffi felt heartbroken when thinking that Taylor was ready to give up without fighting to the end. For Steffi, the love and perseverance of her family was an important reason for Taylor to fight. She could not imagine life without her mother by her side. This was an emotional and tearful moment. When Steffi brushed aside Taylor's explanations and was determined to find a chance to save her mother at any cost. It was because of Steffi's determination that a familiar character returned to town. Bridget, as an excellent doctor and someone with experience in the medical field, returned to help Taylor. This was an important moment, when Bridget's appearance gave everyone a glimmer of hope that maybe Taylor would accept the surgery and her chances of survival would increase. But the question remains whether Taylor will agree to undergo this important surgery or not. This is not only a medical issue, but also an internal struggle for Taylor. She is faced with a difficult decision between choosing to continue living for her family or to stand firm and leave the world peacefully. For Taylor, life is not only measured by time, but also by the quality of each moment with loved ones. She does not want to put Steffi through more stress, pressure, and suffering if the surgery is not successful. Taylor worries that if the surgery is not successful, she may end her life on the operating table. At least for now, Taylor can live for a few more months, but if the surgery is performed, she will definitely die immediately. Will the surgery, if performed, be as successful as expected? This is a big question and a dramatic element that the audience will have to follow. A heart transplant surgery always comes with high risks, and no one can guarantee that everything will go as expected. Although Steffi and Bridget are able to find a suitable heart and prepare everything for the surgery, no one can be sure of the outcome.